Hello everybody, the Worm is back for some more 999. And last time there was quite an interesting series of events have occurred. First we finished the puzzle that was within door 4, which involved recreating a picture from one of the rooms to the other room. And according to Lotus, that image was in fact a dog, and she gave us this whole spiel about this Sheldrake character and some idea of morphogenetics, I think is the term she used. I believe that's what I wrote down. Let me see. Yes, morphogenic or morphogenetic. I'm not sure which. And but then at the end, she just brushed it off as nonsense. So I'm not entirely sure what that was all about. Finishing that painting allowed us to find the key that let us advance out of the hallway. And so we are now seemingly beyond the 4th door and that area, but we are still we're still blocked off by seemingly more puzzles. And I find it interesting the fact that we haven't seen our other group yet. If we can't see it right now, the map is just of the layout of the kitchen room we're in. But we saw the map of the ship, and we saw that their door 5, they should have had a hallway too. It's interesting that they haven't gotten out yet. Presumably they had a similar situation to us where they found a dead and were able to successfully utilize it. And I guess they have a puzzle too, and I guess the fact that we haven't seen them yet means they're still on the puzzle. So there doesn't seem to be any particular... Well, the only time limit is the 9-hour time limit. Other than that, I guess, it could take, time to... But they're not being particularly rushed. There's the overall 9-hour, but it's not the 81 seconds, so they could be taking their time trying to figure things out or investigating, all that sort of stuff. And so our group, the Lotus, Santa, June, Junpei group, has advanced, and we're trying to move forward. And the only way to do so seems to be this kitchen. And within this kitchen, we had a conversation with June regarding... what was that conversation? Did I write it down? It was about predictions regarding the Titanic. So various people have, I can't remember the names of the people she said. I didn't write those down. But it's the sort of Nostradamus thing, There's a lot of people in this world, and there's a lot of people who will predict things, and they can be similar enough to be, warrant some curiosity from people, that they were able to predict so close. And I think the one she honed in on was a guy who supposedly predicted the Titanic, and then he himself died on the Titanic, I believe is what she said. And I don't know anything about that. Maybe that's true. I don't know. And if that's true, it is a bit surreal, to be sure. But I don't think it necessarily says... I don't think that anecdote necessarily means what June thinks it means. But, that's... I am kind of interested in where all this Titanic... we talked about the mummy, the curse of the mummy. We talked about these predictions. I am kind of curious if that whole line of thought and dialogue is going to end up leading to somewhere. Then we had a pretty intense moment where Santa, Junpei, and June got locked in a freezer, and Lotus was not. And it's somewhat suspicious that she was not, because how did the door just close on us? And then when we finally got out, she seemed a bit nonplussed by the whole thing. So Junpei was obviously suspicious, and I think rightfully suspicious. But she did make some sense in saying it wouldn't really make sense for her to want to kill us, and if she wanted to truly kill us, she could have barred the door from the outside as well as trapping us because of the ice in the inside of the room. So I don't necessarily like Lotus's attitude, but I'm not willing to go so far as to say she's the one who did this. It could have just been happenstance, I suppose, but it's still odd that it happened. And while we were in the freezer, we were having a discussion about the properties of different kinds of ice, or I guess I should say the properties of different, what would it be, like CO2 or H2O, various different, what's the word I'm looking for here? Elements? I think there's another word I'm looking for that I'm blanking on right now. But anyway, different materials, you know, what temperatures they turn into the different forms, solid, liquid, gas. And apparently there was one that only turns from, was it ice into gas at like 96 degrees or something, and me as Junpei decided not to pursue that line of inquiry because we were kind of in the middle of something, and I just said, guys, we need to figure out what to do. So I don't know if there's any repercussions for that, or if I just missed that information. But regardless, I just was acting as I felt I would act in that kind of situation, which would be to, panic a bit and want to try and resolve the situation. So that's what we did. We used was it nitroglycerin? And we were able to blow up the ice that was causing the door to not budge. And we got some objects while we were in there. We got a knife and some pork. No, we got the knife from outside the room. We got the pork from inside the room. So now we're back at it. We're in the middle of this kitchen. We have here, yes, this hexadecimal thing. And I feel like I've heard the word hexadecimal before, but that's truly the extent of my exposure to that. So I don't know if that's really bad, if I'm seen as ignorant because I don't really know this, but I just don't, so unfortunately. So I don't know how deep this puzzle's gonna be, but I'm gonna have to try and memorize this and figure it out. Yeah. 9, 10. It's F on the voucher. $16 is written as 10. Okay. Nine, 10. Wait. 9, 10. 16 is written as 10. Wait, huh? So 10 is 10 and 16 is 10? That can't be right. So what? 9, 10. 9, 10, F. Or 15, I guess. And 16? 9, 10, 15, 16. Okay. I'm still not sure where this is gonna... Because when we... Were we able to... Can we go to... What is this? This grill here? Oh, okay. We're just doing this. Hey, what are you doing? I didn't mean to go this quickly, but I guess I had the meat selected, didn't I? So okay. I guess this is fine. Alright, I'm gonna keep my eye on this pork. Stretching the paper out. Shooter care, but I know what I'm. Ouch. Alright. Oh, I just have to, yeah. Yes, I cut the pork. C plus 10 plus F. Okay. Let's try and think about this hexadecimally, if we can. So, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A is 11, B is 12, C is 13. 13. So 13 plus 10 plus, and we know F is 15, right? So 13 plus 10 plus 15. I mean, are we just adding them? Because then it'd be, what, 38? What does that do for us? Yeah, I think it's 13 and 15. Corporate finance. Clever and funny. Okay. Yeah, let's have a snack. Okay. What's this thing? No. It's probably in that safe, I think. Use this on this. E is for enter, C is for clearing. So basically when I'm ready to submit my answer, press E. So scribbler, just press C. No, show me the note again. Okay, wait. 13, 10, 15. Oh, wait. No, that's not what I wanted. So it's 3 digits. It's 3 digits only, huh? S 13 plus 10 plus 15. It's 38, right? What am I not getting here? Or is this... what if this is 16? Because didn't it say... What did it say? Hang on. 10? 10 is A. 16 is 10. Okay, I misunderstood that. So wait, so this is 13 plus 16 plus 15, right? So, is it 16, right? So 29, and then what? 29, 44. No. Does it have to be 3 digits then? So what's the 3rd digit then? Because I can't put in any letters. It has to be just numbers, right? So I'm assuming they have to go from hexadecimal to the regular numbers, right? Does this have something to do with the plates? We have 10 and we have 10 and we have F. We don't have C here. Why is that? Oh, I'm stupid. Why did I think C was 13? Oh, okay. I don't know if this is the answer yet, but it would be good to be correct on the numbers, wouldn't it be? So, sorry. I thought... Why did I think C? Okay. I think I got confused from 10 and 8. Okay, sorry. Sorry. C is 12, so... 12 plus 16 is 8. There's a 28, and then plus 15, so 43. Hey, okay. Whew. Okay, sounds like metal is falling. Well, I guess that went well. Oh, okay. The door opened. I guess for some reason my mind went, because I saw 10 was elsewhere, for some reason A became 11 in my mind, so I thought it was A11, B12, C13. So I don't, yeah, okay. But okay, I got there eventually. Saturn keycard. Is that it? And will this let us out of here? So what are these for? Are they not for anything in particular? Was this just meant to be a visual, like a visual explanation for hexadecimal? And the real test was that hint thing? Well, let's see. Let's find out. And this is a Saturn key card, interestingly enough. Yes, it's unlocked now. So we did. Okay. Let's go. Ooh, an animation. You found it. There we go.
I think we've been here before.
Surely not. We went down a hallway to get here, right? Do you just mean the other side of the grate?
The elevators are over there, so that means...
Yeah. It wasn't that long ago since we looked at the map, guys.
We went into the kitchen through that door and came out on this side.
Yes. Yeah, that's fairly obvious.
That means the map was right.
I see. I mean, it's good to get some confirmation.
Looks like.
Nice.
Then let's use it to plan our next move.
Now, where's the other group? Shouldn't we be... I feel like it's been a while.
Next move.
Yeah, we need to decide where to go from here, don't we?
He's right. Let's get started.
Do I have a... Yes, this is what I wanted to look at. B-deck central staircase. Where was this? I don't remember this. But it was... These were the two hallways, right? Here, that we went down. Yes, and these were the... These were the two rooms, right? Yeah. And then here's the kitchen, yes. What's this? Casino. Got a casino on this ship? My goodness. Interesting, interesting. So, yes, that was my next question. So this is only B deck, I see. Oh, do you think if... Here's an interesting question. Do you think this first class cabin would be what the... If I had gone down 5 and not 4, do you think this is where we would have been exploring? In lieu of, you know, this place? It'd be this place? It's kind of interesting that they would show that on the map. And then I would have to wonder if this is something similar. Maybe this would be what you would explore if you were going down that route? Or maybe we're going there next, I don't know. Okay.
From the looks of it, there are 4 possible routes. Let's just keep it simple and call them A, B, C, and D.
Well, I would kind of... Well... I guess I was thinking they haven't caught up, but what if it's the opposite? What if they're ahead of us? What if they already went ahead?
First, A and B.
They both seem to connect to a room that looks L-shaped.
Yeah, there were 2 doors. But they were both locked. We couldn't open them.
Oh, you guys have already explored this area then.
Now, Route C. This goes all the way to the main staircase.
That means it's door 5, one of the numbered doors.
If it's locked, then presumably they haven't... The other team hasn't gone through yet.
Then do you think we would meet up with the other 4 after this hallway?
No, I don't think we will.
Oh yeah? Why is that?
Why not?
Look, there by the stairs. See how the gate is opened? When we went into the kitchen, it was closed.
Really? I did not notice that. Good catch.
But it's open now. What do you think that means?
That while we were in the kitchen, the guys came through and went through that grate.
They opened it.
Most likely.
And if we take Route C, we're going backwards.
That would be pointless.
Yeah, we should... I think it's important we should link up with the guys.
Then that means
Route D. All four looked at the map. They all looked at the staircase, its lazy curve leading down deeper into the ship.
Route D, then.
D it is.
Yup, Route D.
Maybe we could try shouting. Just, try to hook up. I mean, I don't know what sort of dangers we're going to run into here. There's the obvious danger of the Reds and the Deads. And apparently getting locked in freezers is another danger I hadn't considered. But, I mean, it's not like there's... Are we the only people here? It's not like there's... I don't even know what it would be. Hunters or, some type of danger that we wouldn't want to alert them to our presence? Because we could just start shouting and see if we could hook up with them more easily.
then we're set.
But yeah, this is good. They jogged down the stairs until they reached the C deck.
Everything looks okay here.
Okay, now here's my question. Will you show me... No, the map we got was only for B deck and it won't. How come it doesn't show anything here? Okay.
Let's check the next deck just to be sure.
Yeah, just like I thought. D-deck is totally underwater.
Just like the bottom of the central staircase.
The water gazed back at them, its smooth surface like a great mirror.
At least the water level hasn't really changed.
Small comfort.
May as well head back to C deck.
What else is here?
There are 2 elevators over there
More
at the top of the
elevators.
stairs.
There's quite a few elevators.
Just like the floor above.
Hold on. These are kind of different. See? There's a card reader on the side.
Another strange mark.
Hey, look! It's Lotus's symbol.
Huh?
See? It's the woman symbol with horns on it. That seems like... Oh, ouch, 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 ouch.
Careful, Junpei. Lotus had taken hold of Junpei's hair. She began to shake him violently, and he thought he heard a low growl coming from her throat. My goodness.
What was that about the mark again?
Nothing.
I think what he was trying to say was, devilish woman. Such violence. Junpei began to wonder if she was not the devil herself, or itself. With an uncomfortable smile, June spoke up.
This is a Mercury symbol.
Mercury.
The horns symbolize the wings on Hermes' staff.
Hermes herpes, whatever.
Let's write that down. Now so far we've seen Saturn, Sun, Earth, Mars, Hermes.
If we can't get this thing to work, these elevators aren't going anywhere.
In other words, we need a key card with the Mercury symbol on it.
Probably.
Do we still have? I can't look at items. Did we keep the what was it? The Saturn key card?
I guess we can't get on then. Let's just disregard the elevators for now.
I hope we kept it.
How about this hallway on the left?
Oh my
Whoa.
goodness.
There's so many doors.
Yeah, I'd say start shouting, yell for the guys. See if we can find them. They weren't sure how many, but certainly enough to be discouraging.
Damn it. If we try and search all these, the sun's gonna go down before we've done half of them.
I think the sun already set.
I have a feeling this ship is the only thing that's going to be going down anytime soon.
That's even worse.
Well, we can come back to this hallway later. Let's check the hallway on the other side, shall we?
Okay.
Time to head back to the stairs.
To their right was a small hallway.
And now the right hallway.
Quickly, they headed into it. Ah. Much less daunting. It was approximately the same size as the alcove in front of the stairs. The hallway led toward the stern, and at its end was a set of double doors.
There are doors here too. Well, I guess it's just 4 this time.
Let's open them.
All right, let's start with this one.
Junpei nodded and grabbed the one closest to him. Gave it a small tug and felt it move.
Oh, it isn't locked. I'm going to open it.
Yeah, but that could be a double-edged sword, because, like, imagine if all those doors can be opened, you know? Then it's just how much time are we going to waste investigating all of them? Thrilled to have found an unlocked door, he threw it open. What have we got? Junpei didn't know what to make of what he saw.
What?
Oh, 7 and 8. We went from 4 to 5 to 7 and 8. That's a bit of a jump. Oh my goodness. 3, 7, and 8. And an unmarked door. He simply stood, unable to speak. The other simply stared, open-mouthed. After a few long moments, Santa managed to speak.
What the hell is this? This place is huge.
Lots of, bed frames. A massive room stretched out in front of them, more cavern than a room. Its vastness was oppressive, and it bore down on the 4 companions. It was not empty, however. The entire room was filled with lines upon lines of beds.
Oh, there are beds everywhere.
They were simple things, little more than pipe and thin mattresses.
Is this a hospital?
Yeah, I kind of got that sense, too. He had at least been able to put a name to the harsh scent that pervaded the room.
It definitely has the smell.
Could be. I see medicine cabinets and surgical tools.
Hey, look there. The 4 doors at the end.
3 of them were emblazoned with large single-digit numbers, made with thick red paint.
The left door says 3. The second door is blank, but the third has a 7. And the rightmost door is 8. There's no doubt. They're numbered doors.
Why is the second door blank?
It's a good question.
That seems kind of strange, don't you think?
No point worrying about it right now. Let's see if these will open first.
Yes, that sounds like a good plan.
Let's see if they'll open. I mean, surely they would operate under the same rules as the last ones, wouldn't they? Junpei headed toward the doors, weaving his way between the beds. He started with door 3 on the left and moved to the right until he reached door 8.
Oh, it's no use.
Well, of course. If it was that easy to open these doors, what would be the point of the notary game? We have to activate the red, or the numbered doors won't... Wait a minute.
What's wrong?
Look, the display on the red. There's nothing on it.
Huh?
Don't you remember? The red at the central staircase?
It had some, yeah.
If no one was inside, it said vacant.
Oh.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But this one,
There's nothing on it.
right?
Interesting.
I wonder if it's broken.
Only one way to find out.
Ooh, that's dangerous. Oh my goodness.
It's not responding.
You all just did that so suddenly. That was freaky. If that went off, like, you guys would have had to run into those. Well, I'm still confused on whether or not the timer starts as soon as you all scan in and pull the lever, or whether the door opens. And I still want the answer to that. But if it starts when you pull that lever, I would be. That's dangerous what you guys just did. All 4 took. And why did all 4 need to do that? Just one of you could have. They pulled at the lever and still did nothing. As they soon discovered, it wasn't only the red for door 8 that was behaving strangely.
How about the red on door 7? And door 3?
None of them are working.
What does it mean?
Do we have to do these in a certain order? Then it's weird that we started with 4 and 5.
I knew it. They're broken. Zero sure sucks at maintenance.
That doesn't sound right. Zero prepared an entire replica Titanic and all this craziness only to not have these maintained? I don't really buy it.
No, that's impossible. You really think Zero, who prepared all of this,
Yes, as I just said.
would make such a stupid, simple mistake?
Maybe, but that doesn't explain why this thing
sorry.
ain't working.
It was at that moment they heard a voice from behind them. Is it our friends?
I believe the bottom of the device has been removed.
Hello, Snake. They spun around to see,
Snake!
but it was more than just Snake.
Ace!
Hey.
Clover! 7!
Nice. Hey, guys. Although they were glad to see one another, it wasn't terribly surprising that they had. If it had been the other party who'd opened the gate in the front of the kitchen, it wasn't unreasonable that they'd bump into one another eventually. The rest of Snake's team, however, did look rather surprised.
Ow!
How did you end up here?
Because we kind of went a bit of a roundabout way, didn't we?
That's my line?
Perhaps we should exchange information.
Yeah, why not? After a moment of silence and surprise, everyone suddenly began to talk, desperate to exchange information. They talked about the rooms they'd been through and how they'd ended up in the same place. Of course, none of it was very useful information, but that hardly mattered. They were happy simply to see one another again. Although the level of cheer varied greatly from person to person, each one of them was wearing some manner of a smile, almost as though they had already forgotten about the death of the ninth man. No, thought Junpei. Perhaps that wasn't it. Perhaps thoughts of his death were what drove them to smile at one another. Not in a morbid or hateful way, no. The ninth man had died, but they were still alive. And that was something to be happy about. A sort of simple, uncomplicated joy, Junpei thought. The joy of being alive. Still alive. He felt sorry for the ninth man, but more than anything, Junpei was just happy to be alive. Amen, brother.
There you have it. Our half of the story.
His part finished, Ace fell silent. So are we going to get a summary of what they did, or no? For a moment, Junpei was silent in thought. Then he spoke.
Okay, let me see if I got all this straight. When you guys got here, the bases for the Reds were already gone.
Okay, so I guess we're not getting what they saw after door 5, which makes sense if this game has multiple routes and one of them is to go through door 5. Obviously they wouldn't want to spoil the solution, so I guess that makes sense, although it kind of stinks that we don't get their reaction for what they saw. Like, well, I guess they may not want to describe the ninth man, considering how grisly it was.
And you looked all over this room, but you couldn't find anything.
So you figured that there might be something in the hallway with all the doors.
So you went and had a look?
Yeah.
And while you were looking around, you heard voices.
Interesting. Voices. What kind?
Uh-huh. So you followed the voices and came back here.
Oh, our voices.
Indeed. And that was how we found you.
Why don't we check those 3 Reds again, just in case?
You're right.
Is he?
Huh. There's a long, thin gap on the bottom.
These things? Here?
I think it's a slot for something. Probably electronic.
Well, this isn't good. If the red is inactive, We can't keep going.
It's interesting that it's these 3 doors. So before we were in teams of 2 teams of 4. But how is it going to work for 3 doors? Because we don't have 9 people anymore. Are we allowed to do it with just 2 people? No, it can't be. It has to be 3 to 5, right? So how are we going to do 3 doors? We're just going to have to pick 2, I guess.
Well, what about that hallway over there? Isn't there anywhere else we can go?
No, there isn't. There are plenty more hospital rooms, but nothing else.
Hospital rooms. That's what's behind all those doors?
Yes. There are a number of individual rooms in addition to this large one.
There was a door at the end of the hallway, but it was locked.
There was an astrological symbol engraved near the keyhole, however.
Which one?
I was able to get a good feel of it. I believe it was the symbol of Jupiter.
Jupiter. Have I written that one down before? No, so that's another new one. So we got Jupiter.
Not again. Those goddamn things are everywhere.
We have a key card for Saturn, I think.
I wonder what they all mean.
From what, could we go back to the original? No, because the 4 and 5 doors closed and we can't go back there, can we?
While we're asking what things mean, what's the deal with this room? I mean, I thought this was a cruise ship, but I can't imagine a cruise ship would have a hospital like this.
Of all people, it was 7 who answered, and with calm confidence.
Well, I figure it's probably a hospital ship. Chances are it's the Gigantic.
7 has some knowledge of these things, huh?
The Gigantic?
Junpei looked confused, as do I. So did everyone else.
What is this gigantic?
Even June? 7 knit his brows for a moment, then began to explain.
The Gigantic. She was a sister ship to the Titanic, built in the early 20th century. Actually, the Titanic had 2 sister ships, and they looked exactly the same. The Gigantic was said to be one of them. They intended to make her a passenger liner like the Titanic, but World War I began soon after the ship launched. The British Navy took her over and made her a hospital ship. At some point during the war, the Gigantic was damaged by a German mine in the Aegean Sea. She ran aground afterwards, so she didn't end up sunk. What happened to her after that? One theory going around is that a man named Lord Gordain bought her. Seemed like he'd been one of the few to survive the Titanic sinking.
Interesting.
That trauma turned him into some kind of obsessive collector of all things related to the Titanic. Soon enough, the guy wanted the Titanic itself.
Let's see. Let's write that down. Lord Gordain. I'm not gonna look that up because I want to try and, I'm not gonna be looking up anything regarding like what these guys say because I don't want to accidentally be spoiled or anything. So I'm just gonna write that down just in case I see that name pop up again. Oh, and let me write down Lord Gordain and the Gigantic. Okay.
Which was impossible, of course. It's stuck at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. But the Gigantic wasn't. And seeing as she was identical...
So you're saying this Lord Gordain bought this ship?
Yeah, at least I think I am.
And how do you know all this? Not that it's bad or that you know it. It's just... It seems like a bit of some obscure trivia to know.
That's impossible. No way we're in some boat that's almost 100 years old.
Pipe down. Just pay attention. What, that's it? Well, have you got any proof?
Proof?
Proof that this ship is really the Gigantic.
Well, this ship's got stuff that's like the Titanic and a hospital ship.
Fair enough.
So, I just figured...
Oh, for goodness. Don't tell me that's your only reason.
No, I've got more.
Like?
Well, I mean...
7 looked around desperately, doing anything to avoid meeting Lotus's piercing stare. He scratched his head for a moment, then gave up. Finally, he opened his mouth.
I don't know.
Lotus sighed and shook her head.
I guess your memory isn't back yet, is it?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Memory isn't back? What do you mean by that?
Hey! Whoa, wait a minute. Memory isn't back?
Yeah. Junpei was, he felt, legitimately shocked by what seemed to be new and very important information. Everyone else, however, seemed unimpressed. In fact, they all looked at Junpei as though he had said something very strange.
Yeah.
Your point being?
He decided to revise his attitude for his next question.
Wait, was I the only one that didn't know?
Everyone nodded.
Why?
Oh. Yeah. I guess I didn't tell you, huh?
This must have been before Junpei met the rest, right?
I told the rest of them before we ran into you on the stairs. I told them I couldn't remember a damn thing from before I woke up.
And yet, you remember the Gigantic and Lord Gordain, huh?
What?
And almost as if to save Junpei from further embarrassment. So another hour has passed. A bell began to ring from far away.
A bell?
It sounds like the clock in the main stairway.
Let's write that down. 7. So that's probably why he was hesitant to speak about the past, right? What will we say? Amnesiac. Amnesiac. Amnesiac, but knows Gigantic / Gordain. Interesting how you know that. Junpei counted each time carefully.
10, 11, 12. 12.
It's midnight. Then we've still got 6 hours left, right?
Man. A third of our time is already gone. That's terrifying.
We don't have any time to screw around. Let's get going. We gotta find the missing parts for the Reds.
What do you mean, find? How on earth do you propose we do that?
We've looked everywhere in this room. That only leaves one place to look.
One?
Well, not just one.
Different translation?
Wait. Don't tell me you mean we need to search all of the other rooms.
If there's no other option.
Don't freak out. We've already searched 4 of them.
4 rooms?
Well, now that we're all together, there's 8 of us. If we're doing 8 at once, it shouldn't take that long. Especially if we start now.
We just have to split up the rest between the 8 of us.
Yeah.
If each of us can do 6 rooms apiece, we'll have the other 48 rooms cleared in no time.
There are 48 other rooms?
Her earlier experiences had apparently not encouraged Lotus to trust Seven. Seven scratched his head awkwardly.
Maybe?
He seemed confident about that. Are we she was questioning his saying there was 48 rooms?
All right, so everyone knows which area they're searching?
Yeah.
Yes.
Junpei was chosen to search the rooms on the starboard side, moving from fore to aft.
We'll all meet up when the clock goes off again. How about in that room with all the beds?
Yeah, sounds straightforward enough.
I'll shout if I find any of the components we need.
I hope we can find them within the time limit.
If we can't, then we'll just have to come up with another plan.
Right.
Then let's do this.
Here we go. The details decided, they left to begin searching. Out into the hallway they went, each to the rooms they'd been assigned. However what? Uh-oh. Oof. Another hour. From far away, Junpei heard the bell ring. It did so only once. It was 1 a.m. Oh. Ouch.
It's 1. I better get back to the others.
He jogged through the entrance of the large hospital room to find 6 of the others already there.
Huh?
Where's Snake? Ace, Santa, Clover, June, 7, and Lotus. They had gathered in front of the door number 8. Or perhaps to be accurate, they had gathered in front of the red next to door number 8.
What are they doing over there?
Had one of them found the missing piece?
What happened, guys?
It was June who answered him.
Jumpy, look!
She was pointing at the red. He pushed through the others until he stood in front of it. There we go. Immediately he knew what she had meant.
Vacant?
Junpei sighed.
Come on, guys. Who was it? I thought we were supposed to yell if we found it.
Well,
Junpei wondered why she was hesitating. Was it Snake? And is Snake missing? Where is he? The others looked as confused as June, but kept their mouths shut.
What the hell? What is up with you guys?
They all knew something he didn't, and Junpei wasn't about to leave things that way. Finally, Lotus frowned and spoke.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know.
You don't know.
When I got back, it was already like this. There was no one else here. That means I was the first one back, but the missing parts were already back in the red.
What? Let me see.
Junpei looked at the bottom of the red again just to make sure. The slot that had been open on the bottom was now covered in metal.
You're right. What's in there? What about the other 2?
They're the same.
Let me take a look.
Junpei quickly examined the other 2 boxes.
It's just as you said.
Oh wow, all 3, huh? Satisfied that they were also repaired, but still very confused, he returned to the others.
Alright, I just want to be sure here. Nobody has any idea what the hell happened here, right?
We should probably be questioning where Snake is, guys.
Correct.
none.
Ace and June nodded silently. 7 raised his hands as if to say, not me, and Santa just shrugged. Clover? Only Clover lowered her head and said nothing. The fact that you're not freaking out about it makes me think you know something.
Huh. Wait a minute.
There we go. That was when he noticed.
Where's Snake?
Junpei swept his eyes across the room a second time, but Snake was nowhere to be seen.
Does that mean that he found them?
I've no idea. There's nothing to suggest it, but nothing to suggest he didn't either.
I don't suppose we'll know until we can ask him in person.
But whatever he did or didn't do is pretty damn late. What the hell is he up to?
Maybe he's lost.
Yeah, well, that seems likely. Dude can't see. I don't know how he gets around in the first place.
Clover raised her head.
No! That's impossible!
Suddenly, she was shouting.
Yeah, my brother's blind, but he's got really great hearing. He can get around as well as anyone who can see. So he couldn't get lost. That's impossible!
Clover had started to shake, and the knuckles of her hands had gone white. All right. She spun around, but before she did, Junpei noticed tears welling up in her eyes.
I'm gonna go look for him!
Okay, what we shouldn't do is let her go alone. What we should do is stick together. And it's interesting that she talked about his hearing. I wonder if maybe he heard something and went to investigate. At least that's my immediate reaction. But yes, Clover, we need to... Yes, we should be worried about him, but we need to not run off by ourselves at this moment. Okay, never mind. The words were barely out of her mouth when she began to run.
Hey, hold on, Clover. Wait!
Junpei cried out to her, but he was too slow. She kept going, and before anyone else could react, she was gone.
Well, that didn't work.
And you guys are just letting her run? This feels like a misstep, guys.
Damn it. What should we do now?
Well, the red is working now.
We're not considering leaving them, are we?
No! We're not leaving two people behind! We should go look for them!
Oh man, this ain't good.
Oh, yes, what an excellent idea. We just wasted a bunch of time looking for some piece of electronic junk. Now let's waste some more by looking for a couple of idiots.
Then remain here if you feel you must, but there's no time. We've only 5 hours left.
Junpei and the others nodded to one another and took off at a run. How long have I been going? Okay. I'm gonna call it here. Made some good progress today. Finished the puzzle room of the kitchen. And managed to, get to C deck and meet up with our friends, as well as find the next numbered doors. So that's all good, but now we are presented with a new conflict. The Reds have been activated through unknown means. Unfortunately, now Snake and Clover are gone, and we appear to be setting up for some kind of split in the group, where some want to go on, and others want to make sure we're all together. So, yeah, we'll have to see about that. I'm worried that when who left just now? Did we all leave? Well, in any case, we're looking for Snake and Clover. Hopefully we can find them and move on, but something tells me it's probably not going to be that simple. And what I'm worried about is when Junpei runs back, that the people will already be gone. And it'll say, you know... what did it say before? Not vacant. Occupied? What did it say? I don't remember. But I'm worried we're going to go up to one of those doors and see occupied. So, well... In any case... I hope you're all doing well. And, I hope to see you next time. So, see you then.